should be good in 2 seconds. There we go. Awesome, dude. How you doing, man? How's the process been? Especially since we last talked, I think about a week and a half ago or so.
Yeah, it's been all right. Like I've been finding a lot of offers, but it seems like a lot of them miss the 50K MRR mark. But there have been a few that have passed, and I've applied. I haven't heard anything back yet, but still going. And I would rather just wait for like the right opportunity than to just jump into something. The other thing is, a friend put me on repselect.io.
Mhm.
So, I just got into it yesterday, so I'm gonna be doing a bunch of applications through that today because I've just been doing Facebook and Reddit.
Nice, dude. Nice. So yeah, because reps like the thing with agencies is that you have to kind of stay on top of them because they forget a lot of the time. So they'll
Mhm.
forget within like sometimes within a week that you even like apply to something. So you always have to kind of be on them
Mm,
and always ask them like, hey, like here's a reminder. I want you to like speed up this process or have a look at this process because yeah, the amount of people that log in and the amount of people that apply for things, it's overwhelming for a lot of their own reps at Rep Select to find anything or find things for people because they'll hire someone that I don't know. I don't know if Rep Select has the similar process since the last time that I've gone through it personally, just to kind of test it out and see. But with Rep Select, they'll hire like different agents or different people to work for them to kind
mhm.
of manage the applications. But those people just get so overwhelmed and so inundated within 1 to 2 weeks that they always quit. And then they end up like losing everyone's application essentially in their file and stuff. So it's always good to kind of stay on top if you're applying for things through there. Just kind of stay on top and like, hey, like every few days, just kind of check in every 2 to 3 days. Rep Select's okay. So you mentioned that you're looking primarily on Facebook and Reddit, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I actually haven't really used Reddit for landing gigs. Facebook's more luck with that, and actually even School has a lot of luck with it too, depending on like the communities and where you find a lot of business owners, and they're not going to be in those setter closing or
Mhm.
sales types pages. They're going to actually be like either community hosts or they're going to be in a specific niche that you'd like to work with and such. So that's where a lot of like say for example if you really like skateboarding
Mhm.
and you go into a skateboarding community and they have like I don't know, learn how to skateboard 101 for example, they have like a $300 or $700 or even $1,000 course or something. They'll always need someone to kind of like, hey, hit the DMs or appointment set or call people for closing people if they have like a lead list or something along those lines. Like it really doesn't matter on the niche, but that's why school's also really, really good for landing like a different remote appointment setting role as well. But how have you found Reddit though?
It's been okay. I found a couple decent ones, but there is a lot to sift through on Reddit.
Yeah,
As
yeah, yeah,
as you
yeah.
would expect.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
But no, that's a good idea going within the like non setter school communities and just into niche ones. I think I kind of want to get into like selling AI automation. I think that's kind of aligned with me.
Tons of groups, dude. Tons of groups. I just joined a couple like open claw groups this last week,
Hmm.
and there's tons of people that are either the community owners themselves looking for like help because so many people are trying to hop on and figure out all this AI stuff, and there's a few people. I think with the AI though, like you can mix it like with the school, but with for AI offers, dude, the one of the best places, honestly, like this a little bit of a secret, but one of the best places is through YouTube because all you have to do is just go on to YouTube and look up different trainings for AI, and you will be able to find the information of the person that posted it and whether or not they have a course. So what you can do is look up AI training on the search bar on YouTube, go in for recently posted, and then on recently posted, you will be able to see people posting their trainings of different AIs if they're doing OpenClaw or Claude or doesn't really matter. but you'll be able to find people that are uploading trainings, and then you can go to their page, their about page on YouTube, and you can send them a message from the interview outreach method. You can also send them a message on like 4 or 5 different platforms. You can send, because you can't message on YouTube. So you can
Right.
send them an email, you could find their LinkedIn, and you can either find their Instagram or something like that. And you'll be able to message them on 3 to 4 different platforms all at once. Be like, hey, I saw your YouTube video on this thing. Like, oh, I want to learn more, or I want to help with like setting. But try to find people that are actively looking for setters, or people like if you go to their website or something like that, that they're actively looking for people, because it's like selling food to someone who's not hungry. Essentially, you don't want to sell food to someone that's not hungry. You want to sell food to someone that actually is like looking for food. So that's a really good way to do that. I actually have a YouTube tutorial on that. I can tag you on that as well too, Malachi. And
Yeah, that would be
actually, like,
great.
yeah, yeah, for a YouTube tutorial for like how to do outbounds if you're trying to land a role using YouTube. YouTube's a really, really underrated place to do it.
Yeah, I think that's the next step for sure.
Yeah, because how many are you doing per day then?
I'm reaching like 25 right now,
Nice,
outreaches.
nice, good, good. Because yeah, because if you're doing 25, dude, you should be able to do it like literally under 5 to 10 days. But when you say you're struggling with the 50K MRR, like the companies are not making that much, or they're just not being forthright with numbers.
They're just not making that much, and some of them just won't say it.
Yeah, yeah, you stay away. It's always a tall tale side, like stay away, or anything under like, and like I mentioned, that 50K to 100K MRR, like it's a little bit of a no man's zone. Like it is possible to make money on an offer that's making above 50K to 100K per month, but it depends on the amount of people that are there. Like if they have a whole like 10 setter team and they're making between 50 to 100K per month, like just don't even bother with that. But if they only have like say 1 or 2 setters and they have one closer, like if it's a smaller team under 5 people and they're doing 50 to 100K, you just have to do the math in your head of like, okay, everyone here gets like a little piece of the pie, but how much of the pie is going to be left for me if I end up like or is there even going to be enough leads for me, etc.,
Mhm.
or are they going to be spending more on Facebook ads, or are they going to be bringing more organic in? There's a whole bunch of different variables to check out with it, but at the same time too, like, don't be like if someone offers an interview and they're making like, I don't know, between like 40 to 60K, or even like 30 to 60K or so, and they're offering like an interview or whatever, just hop onto the interview. Like, you don't have to say yes to anything on the interview. You just kind of learn a little bit of their process, and then you can learn a little bit more about you, and you can learn about like, oh, how interviews like should be, and you can have it recorded
Mhm.
on your end. You can show it off to inside of the community if you want to get some feedback from that. It's super, super helpful, especially like if you're just starting to go on interviews, because you want to be able to jump into the deep end and go on to as many interviews as possible. Even if you don't have that in mind, that 50K number in mind, just go on to as many interviews. Just don't say yes to anything that's like really like if it's like a lot of red flags, and you kind of, your gut kind of feels like, this really ain't for me. Yeah, then you always trust your gut at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And you would have no problem doing commission only, right?
It's mostly only commission only.
Yeah,
Most of these
I
gigs are
figured.
always, yeah, they're always commission only, and that's why you have to kind of double check and see where like the leads come in, or if like if they want you to message from your own personal profile or from theirs, like you want to be messaging from their profile as well, if it's like actually like business and such, not from your own profile. If they're like, if they onboard you and they're like, oh yeah, now you have to message people from your own LinkedIn, and you're like, it really kind of depends on like they should have their own like profiles for you to message from, because
Right.
you're not really as much of an authority coming in with your own LinkedIn or your own Instagram or your own Facebook or whatnot, messaging people, like outbounding people, because they're not like, it's, first off, it's going to completely ruin your, if it's your personal profile, it's going to completely ruin your profile. It's going to get flagged through the AI and your profile is going to be gone. And secondly, the conversions are way, way lower unless it's actually through like the business account or the personal brand account either. So yeah, but like, dude, like, keep that momentum. Like, how many days in a row has it been? 25?
I it might be a bit less than that, more like I would say like a solid 15 days. Like I've had ups and downs with my body too, so I'm going through some stuff, but just trying to do what I can.
Yeah, yeah, go keep going, stay with it, and dude, like post inside the community. Like if there's job boards and you have a
Mm,
question for it, post inside the community, dude. Like just be like, hey, is this like a good opportunity? Not so much of a good opportunity as well, because people will chime in. People will chime in, especially if they've been through that offer before. They will definitely chime in on it and say like, oh, it's good or it's a time waste, all that sort of stuff, so that you don't even have to move on to the next step. It's mostly just to save your time, essentially.
got it.
But for your outbounding messaging and stuff, if you want to like post as well in the community, like what the messages look like for like the
Mm,
interview process or what people are
okay.
saying, like you don't have to reveal their names or whatever, just so that you can show like what you're doing for your own outbounds, so that I can have a look and see it, so that I can have a look and see too on whether or not like, hey, you can switch a couple things in here just to get a better response or a quicker rate or whatnot, just to make it easier for yourself, just so that you're not like slugging it, feeling like you're slugging it out on your own too.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, it would be cool to get feedback on the intro video that I made, so maybe I'll send that.
Yes, dude, post it. Don't be afraid to post it, dude, because it's all documenting the process. It's documenting like from the start to the end, because then you can come back in 6 months to a year and just laugh as well. Like, oh, I got a job when I sent this loom out and I got a job with it. Like, oh, this isn't even a good loom, and then you can always make better ones or get better job
Mhm.
upgrades in the future, man. It's all building calluses. It's all building muscles at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome, dude. I know you probably have some other questions too, Malcolm, but I'll get to Brian.
Yeah,
Brian,
yeah.
welcome, dude. Welcome,
Hey,
welcome. Where are you in Peru?
yeah, in Lima, Peru.
You're in Lima. Holy jumping, man. How's Lima right now?
Love it, man. Can't complain. It's like 25 degrees every day, right by the sea. Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, that's nice, man. That's nice. I've only been in Lima for like only a couple days. I've done well, Cusco, of course. I did like Machu Picchu, Ollantaytambo, Cusco, and I went to there's like a Amazon area in Peru as well, and I forget what the
Iquitas.
name is called. What was it?
Iquitas. Iquitas.
Yeah. Yeah, Akita. Yeah, yeah. I went to around there. I stayed
Nice.
there for about a week, and I was in Arequipa as well.
It's nice.
Yeah,
Lima
Arequipa
is
is
not,
really nice.
it's not really a place to travel, but it's a nice place to set up for a little bit. Like the apartments here are very nice. And it's just a
Yeah,
nice
yeah, yeah.
lifestyle.
Because it's a huge country, and people don't know that it's such a huge country, and like it's kind of like it's all mountainous as well, and it's hard to get from one place to the other. Like sometimes you have to fly like the smallest distances just to get anywhere
Mm.
too. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. But Brian, like, fill me in, dude, because you had an interview. I think you mentioned you had an interview this last weekend or so, right?
Yeah, so I got two offers, but they're both cold calling gigs. One of them was like, oh, when I looked into it, one of them was like I don't even know if it was 50,000 MRR. I think it was like 15,000. And like he basically sent me the contract straight away without even talking to me. So I was like, red flag.
Sign on the dotted line. Your soul is
Yeah.
mine. That's what they wanted.
And like the commissions wouldn't even cover my monthly expenses. So I was like, I left that. I have, well, let me check my calendar. I have two more calls this week and one call next week.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm not. I think mainly they're cold calling. So like what I'm having issues with at the moment are the gigs that I am trying to apply for say appointment setting. They're all looking for personalized Loom videos, which is fine, but realistically, I don't want to be spending all my time personalizing a Loom video.
Oh, I get it, dude. Oh, I get it 100%.
So I probably
Especially
them, you know.
yeah, dude, it's tiring, and especially like, oh, I have to do another Loom video. I have to do another 3 minute Loom video. I have to do another 5 minute Loom video. It's really annoying, especially a lot of those processes. But sometimes you can skip the Loom process depending on how you're messaging. A lot of them are when they ask for the Loom video. Is it through an application?
Yeah, yeah. So it does say like give your personalized Loom video here, and usually it is like emphasized. And sometimes it's straight up, don't send a Loom video if it's not personalized.
We can tell, yeah, because I've been a sales manager as well, and I've had to go through Loom videos, and like I can always tell when it's not, but I always know too how annoying it is for the other people on the other side because I've been on the other side as well. So I've been on both sides of it, but for the applications, like where are you applying? Is it through like Indeed or what's the majority of your outbounds?
Rep Select was good, but I've run out of applications on Rep Select. It was good when I initially signed up with the one click apply, but after a day, like I applied for 60 or 70 positions and maybe one position might come through a day. So I'll check it once a day, but I'm not really doing that anymore.
Mhm.
Um, I'm in another community called Zenith. They have their own platform.
Mhm.
ZipRecruiter as well. Indeed. What was the other one? LinkedIn. But again, it's just time.
Yeah,
Like
dude. Yeah,
time
dude. Yeah,
is
man. Well, from what it sounds like, it's like you're trying to throw a bunch of darts at the dartboard, but you have a blindfold on, essentially.
well,
So, so you're just trying to huck something, hoping something ends up sticking in there. Like I mentioned in the chat before, Brian, I highly recommend to go through the. I know you don't want to go through new trainings, like you've gone through a lot of it all before, but it's a little bit different. Like Malachi can kind of attest to it. For the remote sales blueprint, it really narrows and focuses things down and puts a little bit more perspective of like where your timing should be going. But when you get to level 2 though, Brian, inside of the remote sales 101 community, which I think you're already at level 2, there's a remote lifestyles program that's in there inside of the classroom. In the remote lifestyles program, there's the interview outbound method in there. So it's good to like use agency sometimes and sometimes Indeed, but 99% of things posted on Indeed are fake job postings. 99% of them on Indeed. I don't even know why Indeed even exists anymore, to be honest. It's such a waste of time, most of it. And sometimes like I had someone in the community message me who said that they got a message after they applied 9 months ago for a gig. 9 months it took for them to respond. And I'm like, well, what a colossal waste of time. And that's what most of the things on Indeed are. So I highly recommend, Brian, to go through the interview outreach method found in the remote lifestyles program. There's about 8 or 9 different links in there that will teach you on like what the outbound metrics should look like for your day to day. So you should be outbounding around 20 to 30 either offer owners or job listings that you can find on Facebook, Skool, YouTube. You could do Indeed, LinkedIn. Doesn't really matter for those ones. But as long as you're hitting those 20 to 25 per day consistently, it's a little bit of a sludge, especially in the first day or two to do it. But you've been already going through it for about like a week or so. So it's going to be a little bit faster for you. But you can find a lot of luck on Facebook. And the reason why I like Facebook, even though there's a bunch of scammy posts sometimes in a lot of these groups, in these Facebook groups and stuff, the reason why I like Facebook is that you can cut the BS out right away just by sending a voice note. You send a voice note and just say like, hey, I saw like your post on here, I'm really interested to learn a lot more about you and your company and what you guys are looking for. That's all you have to send as a voice note. But how you do it is you apply or whatever, you comment on their posts on Facebook and those Facebook groups like, hey, I'm looking for a setter that wants to do commission only. It's going to be 6 to 8 hours or so, and I'm looking for a setter. And with that setter, you comment on the post, they'll probably do like, oh, type fire emoji or type like setter in order to move on to the next step. You do a comment on there and then you add the person as a friend on Facebook. You just add them as a friend and then you can write to them in the message. Then you can message them. Then you just all you have to say like, hey, it's Brian here. I just commented on your post. I just sent you a friend request just to speed up the process. Then they'll most likely see that because they get a notification on the comment. They get a notification that you sent them a friend request, and then you send the message. So then they get a third notification from you. From there, if they respond to you, you can then send that voice note and just say like, "Hey, like I'm super excited to learn about your company, your business, so and so. If you and whatever you want to know about me, like I'm more than happy to tell you a bit more about myself or so. But tell me a bit more about like the business." All you have to do is just send a couple voice notes just like that, and then they will respond in voice notes. 99% of the time, Brian, that's going to not like that's going to get rid of that loom video that they're going to want, that personalized loom video 99% of the time, because sometimes they'll send you the application, but because you sent them voice notes, they will skip that process and they will actually fast track you onto an interview much quicker most of the time
Mm.
if you just send a couple voice notes. It's something that like not enough people utilize is the voice notes, because voicing it builds trust and trust instead of just typing things out. And people don't even trust Loom videos anymore. That's why they keep asking for the personalized Loom videos, because they don't even trust that anymore. But for voice notes, using the person's name, showing a little bit of personality for like 10 to 15 seconds. It doesn't have to be longer than 10 to 15 seconds, the voice note on the platform. On, you can use it on Instagram as well too, but it shouldn't be longer than 10 to 15 seconds, and that's going to save you so much time. Instead of making a personalized Loom video for 5 minutes, retaking it like 20 times to make sure that it's perfect, 15 seconds, just a 15-second voice note just saying, "Hey, it's Brian here, I saw your post on there, I'm really excited to learn about this opportunity and tell you a little bit more about myself. Like, can you tell me a bit more about the company? Like, I'm really excited to learn more." That's all you have to do. That's going to cut everything all out and save you a bunch of time, though, Brian.
Okay, cool. And then Facebook is one avenue then, and then for job applications, would you recommend maybe using Claude or something to filter it out? Because what I'm running into now is when I'm going through the applications, I could spend 2 minutes reading the application. At the bottom, it might say US only or something that would automatically disqualify me. And is there something to, like, 2 minutes for 50 applications is quite a long time just to realize at the bottom, I need a
Well,
the
you
end of
don't
the
want to be doing 50 a day. You want to be doing around 25 to 30
push
max.
it.
You don't want to push it to 50. It, like you want to keep it very consistent on a day, or else it's just going to be overwhelming, just like how you feel right now. It's very overwhelming because you're going out for 60, 70, 80 different applications when instead of it being like a short sprint, it's a marathon. You have to do it one day at a time and consistently, because that's going to build your consistency muscle as well. Because when you hop onto an offer, Brian, once you get onto an offer, you're already going to be warmed up with the consistency of being either an appointment setter or a dialer. Doesn't really matter which one it is, because you've already built the muscle up of consistency every single day instead of the highs and lows that you're kind of
Mm.
going through right now. Right now, it's a lot of highs and lows, doing 60 applications, 70 applications, and not getting much feedback. Dude, you don't have to put anything into AI for it. You can read it, and it's not going to take you very long. If it's a legit offer, not legit offer, you'll be able to see if it's US only, non-US only. To be honest, dude, for US only things, it's 50-50 on whether or not they're doing it just to kind of like not get anyone else to apply for it, like outside of like US time zones. 50% of the time, it's the reason they do it is for the time zone. But since you're in Peru, that's absolutely fine though, so you don't have to worry about that. But the other 50%, it's for like tax purposes, so you can still apply and send a message if someone says US only, especially with you, Brian. Like your English is more than fine. You're from an English speaking country, like you're more than fine like sending a voice note. Especially, that's going to cut out the BS even more when it's a US offer as well, and sending a voice note, they're going to trust you way more on that. But you just have to confirm if it's for tax purposes on why they're looking for someone in US only, or if it's for time zone purposes. So if you see US only, that doesn't mean you shouldn't apply for it. You should just ask for clarification on whether or not it's for tax purposes or for time zone reasons.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, because like I landed some like US only gigs as well. Like one of I did an appointment setter role about like 4 years ago on LinkedIn, for a financial group in the States. and theirs was US only because of the time zones, and I was in Mexico and I'm a Canadian in Mexico. I'm like, oh, I'm a Canadian in Mexico, like, and I ask them and I'm like, oh, it says US only. They're like, oh no, we're only concerned about time zones. Like if you're in Guadalajara, Mexico, well, that meets up with Chicago, which is absolutely fine. That's where the company's located, so that's actually perfect. And I was like, oh, you never know unless you apply for it. You never know unless you ask. You never know unless you apply for it. That's always something that has stuck with me throughout my whole life, and it's really, really helped out too. But you never ever know unless you ask as well too.
Sounds good.
Awesome, Brad. Did you have any other further questions on that one, or?
No, not really. I think, I'm using the, throw dart in the darkness approach because my lack of experience. So it's kind of hard. Like, say if I was applying for an engineering role, I'd be applying for 2 to 3 jobs max because I have the experience, and it would all be about tailoring, to the job description. But now it's like, I don't have the numbers to back it up. So like, I'd spend an extra amount of time bullshitting essentially of why they should
Mm,
hire me, which just takes up
mm-hmm.
a huge amount of time.
Ah, okay. What do you mean by like bullshitting though? Like you're bullshitting or they're bullshitting?
Well, like in essence, like a lot of what I'm saying is bullshit if I don't have the numbers. Like I can't say, I've generated 500,000 in sales and revenue. I don't have that number. So it
Oh no
is
no no
kind of,
you, no no no! Don't lie about that one as well.
no, no, I'm not saying
For no
I'm putting,
experience, yeah, for no experience, you can kind of get away with just saying who you're trained by, and who you learned by, essentially.
that's
But even with
do.
someone with no experience, though, dude, I've told this to Malachi before, and I've mentioned it to Ethan as well. If you have no experience, dude, sometimes you actually have a leg up on someone with experience because you don't have the same baggage as someone else. It's like I hate to put it this way. It's like with dating as well. It's like with men and women. And that's why like a lot of like guys and like dating women that are younger, for example, because there's less baggage that's there. There's less like, oh, there's less drama from like exes. There's less like annoyances or bad habits that people end up picking up. So when you have someone with no experience, but you have a really good attitude, you're really consistent, and you want to show up every single day and do the best that you can, that's worth way more than someone that has closed $1 million in sales. And that's someone that has $0 because that company can mold that setter, that dialer, or that staff member. They can mold them into the setter that they want them to be. It's
Mm,
much easier to do it on a blank canvas than to do it from a canvas that already has a few scribbles on it. It's much easier to start from there for some cases. So use your inexperience as a positive thing, and where you can actually end up getting a lot of roles and a lot of interviews just by having a good attitude, showing up daily, and just being consistent and willing to learn as well. That's a huge thing as well. And a lot of these offers, because you don't have to worry about the trainings and stuff. And that's why I don't really emphasize like the training as much for newbies and people with not as much experience, because Ethan can attest to this too. When you hop onto an offer, when you finally get onto an offer, 9 times out of 10, there's going to be people there to train you. Either the offer owner, the sales manager, or a coworker will help train you during that onboarding period in the first 1 to 2 weeks.
mm. Yeah, got it.
So you just
I think,
just bring the confidence, bro. Bring the energy, bring the confidence in there. I know you could do it, dude. I know you could do it 100%. But yeah, man, like sometimes you have to like, oh, take a step back, go through the interview outreach method, dude. Go through the remote lifestyles. You'll find it in the classroom. Do it as soon as you're done this. Go through the remote lifestyles. On the bottom of the remote lifestyles program, there's the interview outreach method. Go through there. It's going to help you out immensely. And I'm going to tag Malachi in one of the videos that's on it for YouTube outreach. So you'll probably see it on the top of the community as soon as we're off here as well. But dude, those are really, really good questions. And yeah, man, you're already hitting the ground running, already jumping on to interviews and such. It's just about remaining consistent with it and not getting bogged down and frustrated with like the nuances and such like that. Because you're showing up, you're giving like 300% by doing 60 like 60 outbounds or 70 outbounds, that's like 300%. When you want to just do the 100% in there, 20, 25, 30 or so outbounds, because you're going to end up exhausting yourself and you're going to be like, oh, it's like too much like negativity and too much negative energy when you just keep like when you apply for 60 and you only hear back from one. It's too much negative energy when you could be having conversations with either offer owners or sales managers either on Facebook or Instagram after doing a couple research bits into them. It's going to make life way easier for you, and you're not going to have to send 100 different personalized Loom outreaches, which is my nightmare as well too, dude. I have
Yeah.
nightmares about that. So
It's not even the negativity. I don't really care about that. It's more like I'm getting things in my junk mail now that I didn't even like. I'm applying for so many things. Like I even noticed there was a call scheduled at 3 a.m. this morning for a company in Australia, and they only sent it at 2 a.m. You know, things like that where it's in my junk and I don't get a notification. It's not on my calendar, like shit like this, and that's what's kind of overwhelming. Is like fuck's sake, how like I'd have to adapt to their process, and it's in my junk, and like how am I supposed to know an email came through at 2 a.m. And they
oh,
called at
totally.
4.
Yeah, but that's a good thing as well too, dude, right? That's also a really good thing because like if they're stupid with their own process for hiring people, how do you think that they're making money and getting leads in?
Yeah, sure.
If they can't even hire people properly, like how are they making money?
Mm, yeah, fair point.
Yeah, because then you just dodge a bullet essentially for that one, which is a good thing. But I know that it's frustrating. You're not using a personal email for it? You're using a secondary email, right? For that stuff.
Yeah, I'm using like I have one email that's personal. It's a free account, but it's essentially just for this. Like I don't have any
Okay.
personal coming in.
Okay, yeah. Don't use like a personal email. Use like a work email. A work email is going to be like much better. Work email or a secondary email is going to be much better because then you're just not going to get inundated and ruin your like personal email and such like that. Because I've had people come on to calls saying that like, oh, I'm using my personal email and I'm applying to a bunch of different things. I'm like, no, don't use your personal email. Make a whole new email. Just make yourself like, oh, your name like Brian Tarpey setter or Malachi Duran like setter or closer or Ethan Cornfield dialer. Like it doesn't matter at gmail.com. It doesn't matter. Just have a secondary email that you utilize just only for applying for positions or for work only as well. It's going
Yeah,
to make things a lot easier and it's going to keep your sanity as well so that you don't get notifications on personal emails for like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. to show up to a Zoom call with some random dude out in like Noosa, Australia.
no, it is a work email, so everything coming in is work related for this.
Perfect. Perfect. That's awesome, dude. I'll get to you in a sec. Ethan, can you hear me? I
Can
know
you
he's
hear me?
struggling to get the mic off or whatever. Yeah, I can hear you. What's up? What's good, brother?
What's good, brother? I came in late there. My apologies, but I made it. And I was like, all right, cool. Yeah. What's going on, guys? It's good to hear from
Yeah,
you.
yeah. How's the gig going, bro?
I can put my camera on. Why not? What's up? I officially left it 20 minutes ago. So, yeah,
You mean
gig's
like
going great.
as in you quit 20 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Oh, nice, bro. Nice. How
Yeah.
come?
Well, I mean, I officially was like, no, I'm not. I basically just gave them my boundary of just like, no, you can't treat me like this. If we're going to continue going forward, you know what I'm okay with, not okay with. And so, no, I'm not okay with going like this anymore. And so I was like, okay, sounds good. And so, but simultaneously at the same time, I have um, two people who need closers. So, like as you know, with my situation, like so, like basically, I told the guy that I'm contracted to that I didn't want to work for the guy that him and I were working for like anymore. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to work for him anymore. I don't want to do that. I'm not doing the setting. And he's like, oh, okay, well, do you know any closing positions? And I was like, well, yeah, we can talk. And so, like, I've got made myself a situation where, yeah, I can basically just say, okay, like I'm not
That's
okay with
because you have
this. I'm okay with this.
yeah, Ethan, like for Malachi and like Brian, Ethan has a little bit of like a different situation in there because he went through kind of like an agency a little bit. I guess that's what you can kind of call Balaz or whatnot, or how would you call Balaz?
It's a good question,
I
dude,
can't hear.
because like, oh, fuck these
Now I can hear
headphones.
you.
You know how bad these headphones are. I was like, nah, fuck these headphones. It's more or less like you. I think pretty much too, because like like Balaj has his own 2 different companies, and he trains people, and that's where like we know Laszlo from, right? And so like Laszlo was his mentor who got him his into the industry, and so that's how I got my gig through Laszlo and how him and I got connected. And so like I'm contracted or was contracted through him, and so he basically does similar to what you do, I think, from my understanding. And so because he always is like, hey, are you looking for X, Y, or Z, or do you know people who are looking for X, Y, or Z? I'm like, let me look around. Yeah.
No, Blas is a good guy though. He's smart. He's good. You've developed a good relationship with him too, which is much better than doing it with the offer owners in my point of view, because you're doing it through him and like he's the main point of communication with it. So that's good. So what's like are you looking for like a new position right now, or what's kind of like just taking a step back, like finally like, oh, I'm finally done. I need a week to 2 weeks just to chill the fuck out for a bit.
I'm taking everything that I've learned from you and from my own experiences clearly and seeing where I'm at. I'm really blessed, dude. Like that's what I'm saying. Brian, I get it's good to meet you by the way, bro. But like I know where you're at, man. Like I've done it all. And so you're seeing me for the first time, at least right now, like where I'm at currently. Like, but I've been in your position. And so now I'm able to do what he just said. I can take a step back and I can say, hey, I am now open to the frequency of leveling up. I have closing experience in my past, but very little. It was for my own offer when I was in the fitness industry. So now I can do it for my language offer. And so now to answer your question, Evan, if there's an offer that is worth my time to close or manage setters, then yeah, I'm totally fine with it, obviously. Otherwise, I'm focusing on me.
That's good, bro. That's good because yeah, man, you've been working hard for setting for a long time now, almost like 3 years or so, or just past 3 years, 3.5 years or so, putting all the gigs together. But good on you, dude. Sometimes you just need a week or 2 weeks just to kind of sit back, relax, chill out, and put everything all into perspective. Because I know you just started a brand new language community as well. So big shout out to. Big shout out to you on that one, because that's a huge step, especially for a new direction as well. But dude, just take like a week, 2 weeks, like chill out, like try not to like you're not answering DMs for a week to 2 weeks. Try not answering like any DMs for a week to 2 weeks, and you'll have a flush and a whole reset. And when I say like don't answer DMs, like for Brian and Malika, like Ethan will talk to like 200 to 500 strangers every day for the last 3.5 years. Every single day, he would talk to 200 to 500 people. So for him to take a week off, it's like a really, really big deal for him to take like 1 week where he's just like not fucking answering any messages or talking to anyone new and stuff like that. So it's good for a reset, dude. Like I'm really happy, especially because I told you what my thought process was on that role like over a year ago. I told you what my thoughts were on that role. So good for you for finally just taking a step away and actually like taking a week to really focus in and such like that and focus on yourself.
Appreciate the shout out and the kind words as always, homie. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, Malika, did you have guys? Like, I'll open it up because we're like 10 minutes over time, guys. Do you guys have any other further questions for me? I still have about like 7 minutes or so before I gotta hop on to my next call.
All you, Brian. I got so much out of this, so I'm gonna start with the community niches and do that YouTube outreach. I think it's gonna be a good plan moving forward.
Perfect. And for yourself, Brian.
Yeah, I think DMing people on Facebook based on jobs posted is a good idea.
Just be careful though with Facebook. Like, dude, go through the interview outreach method. Just be careful with some of the posts on Facebook though, because Facebook, like, you're gonna have to sift through some bullshit. 80% of what's posted on Facebook for like, you just be careful of who's posting it. Like, if they're posting a million posts for the same job opportunity, just be very wary of that. But there's a lot of gems on Facebook because I've landed 3 really, really good closing as well as appointment setting gigs from Facebook outreach. And that's not through finding it on a jobs board or anything like that. Because if people are going through jobs board and they're trying to hire people through jobs board, that means that people they're continuing to hire, which means they have a problem of retaining people. Sometimes you'll find the odd person on Facebook go into like trying to find an appointment setter or a closer, and it's their first time ever posting in that community, and because it's their first time ever like needing to hire someone, or they're finally trying to hire a second second person or third person because their company is growing. So always be mindful and just have a look at the profiles, making sure that they're legit. And if it's their first time posting or second time posting, if they have like a business website that you can check out, or if they have an Instagram page, a LinkedIn, just so that you can verify whether or not that the person actually says who they are too. Because those gems on Facebook, like I mentioned before with the voice notes, you're going to be able to land things super, super easily and not have to spend hours just doing personalized looms all day, just with a 10 to 15-second voice note as well too. But Brian, it was awesome to meet you today. Welcome, Brian. Welcome onto the live studio. I'm hoping to see you on Sunday as well for the Sunday roast, because Sundays are the day that we usually bring our chats or we bring call logs onto the calls. And I call it a Sunday roast kind of thing. Is like, do you know Comedy Central?
Yeah, no, I know it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, it's kind of like that. It's like Sunday, like, oh, we're roasting people for their chats or for their calls or whatnot, but it's in a fun way for improvements as well. Because I try to do it as more in like in a fun sense, in a comedy sense, instead of like, I don't know, like the typical like either like Josh Lyons or Cole Gordon person that they literally just shit on people when during their calls and stuff like that, which I just don't really think is the most productive thing in the world. And they just use all this big fancy words and such like that. When really sometimes you just have to laugh. And like I learn a lot better when like I'm laughing, having a good time. Like I close more deals as well when I'm laughing and people are having a good time and such, than like being very, very regimented and such. So that's what usually Sundays are for, bringing chats, calls and such, and we just go through it and we just either have a laugh at something that you've done or have a laugh at like something that like someone else has done, and then we try to work on little tweaks on what we could improve for either future calls or future messages, etc. But crew, if there's no other questions on here, you guys have a blessed Thursday. I'll see you guys on Sunday, okay? And Malka, I'll tag you in the community for the YouTube post as well. Later, crew.